A black woman wakes up half-dressed in a house whose doors are locked from the outside and whose windows are boarded shut. She doesn't remember who she is or how she got there, but a news report playing on the TV covers the abduction and murder of sex workers. As she explores the house, she discovers a hidden room containing another woman, bound and suffering from a stab wound to the stomach. The captives must figure out where they are and decide what to do before their kidnappers return. The director of Persona, Mike Ho, is one of the most prominent Western music video directors working in Latin, R&B, and hip-hop. His videos rack up hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, and his clip for Tusa by Karol G and Nicki Minaj has surpassed 1.5 billion views. It would be strange if a filmmaker with that resume didn't try his hand at feature films, and Persona is his second full-length effort. In it, he demonstrates that he has mastered visual form, but barely seems to grasp the dramatic differences between narrative cinema and a music video. Persona runs over 100 minutes, with 90% of the action confined to a single house and carried almost entirely by two actresses. Their characters first attempt to escape, then begin to bond, and eventually join forces against a shared threat. A climactic twist, one that even the least perceptive viewers will see coming, delivers a heavy-handed feminist message about the brutality of patriarchy and the way it fractures women's psyches, forcing them to adapt in order to survive. But both the protagonists and their tormentors are drawn in such exaggerated, broad strokes that it's difficult to engage with the film's intended emotional weight. Extremes can make ideas more vivid, but there's always the risk of overdoing it. And here the result feels less like horror and more like an unintentional caricature that provokes eye rolls rather than dread. And it's not as if Persona suddenly derails. From the very beginning, the film signals that taking it seriously may not be the best approach. When the second woman frees herself and starts actively searching for a way out, the first actively hinders her, insisting that escape is impossible, while sincerely proposing that they dig a tunnel out of the house using a fireplace shovel. The women stubbornly slam themselves against heavy oak doors instead of trying to pry the boards off the windows, and in general behave in ways that feel wildly disconnected from the reality of their situation. Screenwriter Blythe Kemp makes a common rookie mistake. Her characters don't behave like real people would under these circumstances. They behave according to what's convenient for the plot. They'll pound on doors and ignore the boarded windows. They'll hysterically undermine each other. They'll suddenly sit down and start unpacking childhood trauma. Formally, Persona has movement and escalation, but it's bogged down by too many redundant, poorly motivated elements that dilute tension and prompt raised eyebrows or skeptical sighs. This is a constructed showcase, a film that exists largely so director Mike Ho can demonstrate his visual flair, dressing up a static narrative while the two lead actresses, one of whom also serves as a producer, get to perform something flashy and emotionally intense, even if it lacks substance. The kind of material that looks impressive on an acting reel. Persona isn't quite a psychological thriller so much as an imitation of one. A genre exercise that feels like a 10-minute short, inexplicably stretched to 10 times its natural length.